Max Hall has seen it, read it, and hit him for a play.
Into the red zone again. Into the end zone again. Touchdown, BYU.
Welcome back to BYU Sports Nation. We are live in Studio B. We pulled out the heavyweight guest today.
It's Thursday, best day of the week.
Let's go. We just finished with Harvey Longy. NFL schedule comes out tonight. We're talking with a former NFL quarterback and a guy who won more games as a starter than any other BYU quarterback in history. He is Max Hall, former Arizona Cardinal, with us on BYU Sports Nation. Max, welcome back to the show, man. Always great to talk with you.
Yeah, it's good to be on, man. Two of my favorite guys right here. Two of my favorite guys. It's a pleasure to be on with you this morning.
Max, we were sure you were going to go down and win the alumni game again to go 2-0, but there was an injury just before the final drive, and your Achilles went out in the end zone there. How are you feeling after surgery? How's the comeback?
I'm feeling good. Was a bummer, for that to happen right before that last drive, and Ty's looking over at me thinking I'm faking, so that he has to go in on the last drive. But no, it was a bummer. It was a freak accident. It wasn't sore, wasn't tight. I was kind of jogging out on the field, celebrating a play a little bit, and the Achilles just snapped. So it's just one of those things, man. But still had a great time at the game. I still want to come back. I'm already training for next year's game, getting this thing ready to go. So I'll be there.
Max, one thing that we notice is even with that injury, you stayed after and signed autographs. It just seems to mean so much to you to be back at BYU and to be with the fans.
Yeah, I had an experience as a kid where I tried to get a guy's autograph and he snubbed me. And since that moment, I've never asked for another autograph, but I've always remembered that feeling. So if ever I'm in a position to talk to somebody or take a picture, take an autograph, whatever, I'm going to do it. I feel lucky to be in that position and to be at that game. So I was in a lot of pain, though. Ruptured Achilles is a tough injury. Man. So I was sitting there in a lot of pain, but I had to give back to the fans, man. They came a long ways to see that, so I wanted to give them some time.
Max Hall, incredible stuff with us on BYU Sports Nation. And man, coming off of, like you said, a ruptured Achilles, what's the recovery path like for you? Because you got a bunch of other stuff going on in your life, which we're going to touch on in just a moment. So what's the recovery path for you?
Yeah, the recovery's been brutal. 2 weeks in a soft cast, I wasn't allowed to leave a recliner, and I'm a pretty active guy, so that was tough for me to have to sit at home all day and not be able to be out and about and do the things that I normally do. And then on top of that, with my history with pain pill addiction, I didn't take any pain pills. So wow. I was just ibuprofen and Tylenol. That was pretty much it. So first 4 days were rough, in a lot of pain, didn't sleep well, but I'm coming to. So I'm in a boot. I'm pushing around on a scooter. Shout out to Ben Criddle, by the way. Hooked me up with a scooter while I was there in Utah and an ice pack. And so thank you, Ben Criddle, for that, man. I still have it. I'm still using it. Hopefully here in a few more weeks, I can be walking around in a boot. But it's a 6 to 8 month recovery, at least for me, because I'm not trying to play or anything else anymore. So 6 to 8 months, I'll be back.
All right, we've been discussing win totals for BYU football and the underdog role. And Max, you have been in this scenario several times. You were a heavy underdog against Oklahoma. BYU banded together. You win that game. You won a bunch of games as an underdog. BYU projected to win just 5 this year. So what's your advice to the Cougars as you look at a 5-win projection from Vegas odds makers and you're addressing this team?
If it's me, I'm saying let the bet makers make their bets. I don't care. Whatever odds they say, whatever any preseason poll, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why are we even looking into it? I don't care. We shouldn't be talking about how many games BYU is going to win. We should be talking about what we look like going into the season, okay, and getting our team ready to go compete with all of these teams, because I think we can. But I think it starts with a mindset of we're not scared of anybody. We're going to go compete. I don't care who you are, what conference you're in, let's go. When we step out on the field, it's go time. So I think the team's got to take that attitude that I don't care if we're an underdog or not. We're showing up every Saturday to give it everything we got and win as many football games as we can.
When you go back to the Oklahoma game and going into that setting at Dallas Cowboys Stadium, in a stadium full of Oklahoma fans, except for a sliver of blue. And you are an underdog.
Yeah.
You don't buy into the underdog thing, but a lot of players do. And so it requires guys like you to say, follow me, we're going into battle, and just stay with me and I'll get you through it. Who on this BYU team has to do that going into the season? Is it Keaton Slovis? Is it Cody Epps? Who is it?
Yeah, that is a great question. And you know, I don't mistake me. I love being an underdog. I love it when somebody thinks that they're just going to dominate me. Like I appreciate that. So I remember going into that Oklahoma game and they come running out of the tunnel and they got the horses and the trailer and all that stuff. And I'm like, holy cow, we're about to play Oklahoma in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, right? And it put a smile on my face. I said, how cool is this? What a great opportunity. So I hope these guys put a smile on their face, and it absolutely comes down to the quarterback. You know I'm going to say that. Keaton's got to get it done, man. He's got to get the squad ready. He's got to get himself ready. He's got to exuberate a ton of confidence and put Cougar Nation on his back. I mean, that's what you're expected to do as the BYU quarterback, and he has a great challenge in front of him that I hope he smiles and is prepared and ready for that opportunity.
Well, let's follow up with this, Max. And over the last 5 seasons, BYU, as a projected underdog by odds makers, has a winning record. They're one of only 4 teams in the entire country over the last 5 years to have a winning record when they're an underdog. They're 10-8. So what is it about BYU that makes them, over the last 5 years specifically, such a good team in an underdog role?
Well, I think it comes down to character and discipline. And if you have the right people leading the team and we're teaching character and discipline and overcoming adversity and hanging in tough, those things matter. And so you look at how blessed, we've been at BYU and the coaches and the players that have come through there in the last 5-10 years. We have people that have been able to rise to occasions. And that's just part of BYU culture and lore. And, I hopefully we keep it going. But we've won some big games in the past for some big opponents now. Can we do it at a consistent rate, more consistent rate than we have done in the past, and get that win column up there to 8 to 10? That's when I think we come back to being a national kind of force, a dominating force. But, this is going to be a great year, a great test for us to see exactly where we fit on that scale.
Interesting. Max throws out 10 pretty easily as the winningest quarterback.
Well, that's all he knew. It's all he knew.
You should win 10 games, right? Jaron Hall.
Listen. When I played 10 games, like we won 10 games my junior year, and we were all devastated.
Yes.
Like we won 11 games my sophomore year, 10-11. Now, having said that, we were in the Mountain West, so we had 4 or 5 games where like, if we lost, I should hang my cleats up and be done because it would have been bad. So the competition is definitely different, and I understand that. We're not going to win 10, 11 games every year. But we should, every couple years, we should have a team to where we're competing for the conference championship. That's the expectations, right?
Absolutely. You are an expert, Max, at being a rookie quarterback in the NFL because you were one. Here comes Jaron Hall, a rookie, heading to the Vikings behind Kirk Cousins. What do you think of his situation there as far as growth potential and kind of getting used to life as a professional football player?
Yeah, well, first of all, I don't know if there's such thing as being an expert rookie in the NFL, but if we're going to call me that, I'll take it, man. I'll take an expert rookie all day. But, it's a little bit different situation. Jaron's in a great opportunity, in my opinion. The team drafted him. They got some money invested into him. Means they want to develop him and see what he's got to be a potential starter for them in the future. I don't know Kirk Cousins personally, never been around him, but I think from what I've seen from his play on the field, he's going to be a great guy for Jaron to learn from. And he needs to go in with I remember as a rookie going to Matt Leinart and Derek Anderson, just like, hey guys, can I just be in the room? Can I listen to you guys break down plays? Can I go out and throw with you guys? I'll get you coffee, donuts, whatever you need. I just want to learn, and I want to be around. And I think if Jaron has that demeanor about him, that he's humble and he's a hard worker and wins over the team, I could see Jaron, having a great opportunity in the future to be a starter there and learn from Kirk Cousins. And so great opportunity for him. I couldn't be more happy. Jaron's a great guy. We all love Jaron. And we hope he does really well over there with the Vikings.
Max Hall is with us on BYU Sports Nation. I mentioned you got a bunch of other things going on in your life as you recover from a ruptured Achilles. You're still the offensive coordinator for a very good high school football team, American Leadership Academy. And perhaps most importantly, Max, Victory Addiction Recovery Center is up and rolling, man. What's the latest there, and how are things going in that effort?
Yeah. Listen, I appreciate that, and I am so excited about what we have going on at Victory Recovery. You know, going through addiction myself, and you know, even when I hurt my Achilles, everybody's asking me like, "Oh shoot, what are you going to do? Are you going to take painkillers? Are you going to be tempted? What's going to happen?" It's something that's going to be part of my life forever, and I have to keep it at the forefront of my mind. But also, I want to help others. I have a partner in Brock Bevel, and we hooked up and we said, "Max, how can we make a difference? How can we do it different? How can we help people?" So we're bringing a great approach to recovery that's tailored to the individual. We're not a 12-step program, but we use a lot of the 12-step principles and rec therapy and everything that goes along with it. So we're doing something special there. But yeah, like you said, we're up and running. We now have relationships with Sober Living. So if you want to come be a part of our program from out of state, we have places for you to stay.
Wow.
And we're just doing everything we can to help. You know, I'm trying to advertise what we're doing and be there for everybody, because I know that you need a team in order to get sober and to stay sober. You need people around you. So that's what we're trying to do, is provide a team for people, give them the resources, give them the tools, give them the disciplines that they need daily to get that crap out of their life and to move on and to start reaching their potential, what they're supposed to be doing. So that's what we do. We are officially open. If you're interested, if you're struggling with addiction, if you have a family member, a friend, reach out to us. We can help you. And if we can't help you, we'll point you in a direction to somebody who can. And so you can look on our website. It's at victoryrecoveryaz.org. Our social media stuff is Victory Recovery AZ, and reach out to us. We would love to talk to you and help you. But I got a lot going on, guys, but this is what I love about my life right now. It's stressful. It's from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every single day. It's 100 miles an hour, but I'm doing two things that I love, and that's football and recovery. And so with all that said and done, I'm happy with where I'm at the end of the day, and so grateful to be surrounded by the people I am. And, you know, I tell people all the time, ALA and coaching football saved my life. And Glenn Way and Rich Edwards taking me in and giving me the opportunity 8 years ago when no one else would means a lot. And I feel proud about where I'm at today. So I guess that was a long spiel of what's going on with me, but I appreciate you guys bringing that up and let me talk about that a little bit.
Oh, you betcha. Great stuff, Max.
We're proud of you.
Yeah, we love you. We're proud to know you. We commend you in your efforts, and we look forward to more great stories, man. Thanks for the time today.
Anytime, guys. Love you guys. Let's go, Cougs.
You got it. Max Hall on BYU Sports Nation. What a story.
A Hall of Famer. Classic.